All right, all right, all right. My beautiful people. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Spring has sprung. I can't believe we done had Easter already. I mean, I just think this year is just like is flying by before our eyes. But hey, time flies when you're having fun. That's what they say. 2023 has been an interesting year. That's for show. Speaking of interesting, we're gonna get into an interesting conversation tonight, okay, about these elections that happened last week. And people talked about it on the news, but because we got 50 million thousand different municipalities in the area, you might have missed a few of some of the outcomes. So that's what we here for. That's what we're gonna get into tonight. Um Unpacking these elections and looking at some of these receipts, these numbers. But, obviously, I'm not going to do it by myself because, I mean, it's no fun. It's no fun. So we have joining us tonight the AP Divine Music Man. But I call him Alan. He my homie Alan. But, you know.
What's going on? What's going on? Thank you so much for having me, Kel. I know I put AP Divine Music, but hey, y'all, I'm Alan Perkins. but
I know, but I
that's
was
my
like, let
handle.
me, I'm like, I'm gonna call my, what I'm saying, name, what I'm saying? That's what you want to go by. I'm just gonna respect the man. I'm respect the man. Respect that man's name.
You so
Um,
silly. That's my handle. But yes, I'm Alan Perkins. What's going on, everybody?
so who, real quick, like, in case the folks don't know who you are, feel free. Like, who are you? What do you like to do? Like, what you do? What you rocking with? Let the people.
Gotcha. Yes. So I am. My day job is I am program coordinator over the Summer Youth Employment Program down at Slate, which is the St. Louis Agency for Training and Employment. And so we have pretty much we've enrolled like over 180 youth, and so we put a good 175 youth to work, which has been really dope. And so I do that. But in my spare time, I love to mentor. I love doing music. AP Divine Music because I sing, and so but I sing and I also mentor artists and creatives in the St. Louis area. So I love that, man. I'm an advocate. I'm in youth ministry. I just love working with young people all around. And so yeah, and then with Kelly, I love this politics, and so my latest thing is getting these young folks educated on everything local political, so because that's where it really matters. So I'm excited
That
for today.
That part. And I gotta shout out Alan, y'all. Like this dude, he does all the things he's very passionate about, especially pouring to our young people. And the how can I put it? I would say maybe some of the young people that folks ain't trying to deal with. Um, y'all know what I'm talking about. And
Oh yeah,
I gotta shout Alan out for real because he don't just talk about it. He's really about it and poured to these young people. So I gotta lift that up, Alan.
bless
Kudos.
you, man.
I'm
Hey, I
like,
got a great team, so but yeah, you ain't
shout out
lying.
to
Like you see
this.
them every day.
I know. You ready to get into this mess? Sorry,
I'm
this
ready.
conversation.
I'm really ready, especially with these
All right.
numbers.
Whew, Lord, help us. That's all I gotta say. All right, y'all. So
That's sigh.
I know I need to do better at that. We're gonna get into
It's
this.
probably because of this slide right here.
So we're city residents. And so we're gonna start with these city elections.
Born and raised, born and raised.
So y'all, these elections last week, 18, just a little bit over 18% of registered voters voted. I like to make sure people understand these are registered people that have registered to vote. 18% of those folks that have registered to vote voted last week. Now, I will say this is an increase, an
From 12,
improvement
right?
from the March, election. That was the primary. That was 12%. So you're looking at roughly a difference of like 10,000 voters. in these two elections. Um, it's better, but and I'm gonna put this out there to y'all. Like, this ain't unique to the city. This ain't unique to our region. Across the country, people do not be checking for local elections.
At
Like,
all.
period. So I mean, we ain't that special, but I still think that's sad. Something else I did want to put out there compared to November's general election. And obviously November's the election we had in November, I mean, we legalized recreational marijuana. We also had it was like different levels of government we were voting on, state level folks, also like our Congress people, and so it was like all levels. So in the city, that was a 43% turnout. So it depends on who and what's on the ballot, right? But these local elections, y'all, we got to do better than this. I'm
No, we
sorry.
really do. Because like when you look, and I know we're about to get into them, but like when I was just looking over everything, you just seeing like the numbers, and it's just like, wow, this handful of people just chose who's gonna represent us. Like, man,
Yes, literally. So, with the city, the biggest, one of the biggest ticket items on the ballot was, everybody had to run if they wanted their job again, to serve as members of the Board of Aldermen. So, with ward reduction, I mean, we went from 28 to 14 wards. So we're officially 14 wards. And again, this election decided who those 14 people would be to represent those new wards. So here are the winners. So wards 1 through 5, that's the South Side. Okay. So all of these folks, Ann Schweitzer, Thomas Oldenburg, Shane Cohn, Brett Narayan,
question.
Joe Homer. Yes.
Shane Cohn, didn't he run unopposed?
He ran unopposed. He ain't had nobody running against him.
Mm. My
Um,
dog could have ran against him.
damn. So yeah, anyone, yes, you're right. Animal, human, whomever. So all of these people were they were alder people, current alder people. So they won against their opponent, except like you said, Shane Cohn, who ran unopposed. Now the green highlight I wanted to bring to people's attention. So these folks, if y'all see, again, I got the numbers as far as the number of votes these people got to win, right, their election. And under that number, it also provides the number of registered voters in that ward. So the three folks I highlighted, green, Tom, Brett, and Joe, those people had the largest number of voters to come out to vote. So Brett Narayan, fourth ward. I believe like Dogtown is part of that area, I think.
Okay.
Um, but he has the largest number of voters, registered voters in all of the wards, over 16,000. So it makes sense. He had the most amount of people that came out to vote. And
Still
he
ain't nothing.
he knocked out another current alderman, Joe Vaccaro, who's been around for a while.
Oh,
Um,
he did knock out Vaccaro.
so yeah, a little motivation. But again, these other folks, I mean, they, 2,000 votes, but again, if you compare that number to the total number of registered voters in those areas, it's not.
It's terrible. Like literally, a handful of people just chose who's about to represent. My goodness.
I know. So that was the South Side.
And he's Asian. We'll
Yes.
get there. We'll
Yeah.
we'll get
Yeah. We'll get to
there.
that. So Ward 6, 7, and 8 are also on the South Side.
I'm gonna behave today,
So
Kelly. I'm gonna
the
behave.
6th ward, the 7th ward, those are newbies. So Daniela and Alicia, so they're new members of the Board of Aldermen. I know Alicia, she served as a member of the Board of Education with
Nice.
St. Louis Public Schools. And she's young.
Question, Kills.
Hmm.
For Alicia, who she run against? Because I don't remember her. Who did she run against?
He ran against actually two other brothers. One guy who I can't remember his name. It was like C Sharp, Cedric Redmond. I think that's like his
Okay.
government.
So
But
nobody really notably that we would know, or somebody else.
and the other guy, JP Mitchum, who I know he look, I'm trying to remember his bio, but he's done a lot of things, and he also has some involvement with his neighborhood association on the south side. So
Okay.
but in the general, she faced JP Mitchum, and she won. So all of them basically in that election were newbies, which was interesting. Um, and Daniela, she actually went against someone that served as a member of the Board of Aldermen like at least 10 years ago. And they were trying to come back, yeah, but she beat that lady. Um, yeah, so we got sixth, seventh, and okay, the eighth ward. Kara Spencer, she is currently serving. She was serving as an alder person. She won easily. Um, yeah. And then you got the ninth and 10th wards. So that's like kind of the middle of the city slash the west side. So we got Michael Browning, who beat Tina Peel. And y'all, this is my ward. The ninth ward, this is my ward. So I'm not surprised that he won. I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Uh,
Yeah.
he was out there. There's people that was out there, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. So that was the difference, in my opinion. I'm gonna just keep it real.
Sure.
And then 10th ward, Shamim Clark Hubbard, she was already an alder person, so she was able to beat out her opponent, Emmett Cole.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out
was
to
an
Shameen.
interesting election, but she ended up pulling it out. So that's cool.
Seems like all the black folk that you thought might have got in, they all got in, especially these veterans. We about to run across them right now.
So 11th,
Oh no, I did not notice this on Lower Keys. Really?
13th, and 14th wards. So this is the north side basically. The 14th ward has some of downtown in it, right? As well. But 11th ward, Lower Keys,
Hmm.
she was a
You see
current
those
alder.
numbers of votes that won with her. Interesting.
I know. And if you compare that to Shane Cohn, who ran unopposed, he got more votes than she did. And she was going against Coffee Wright. Yeah, Coffee Wright.
Uh-uh.
So again, 781
I said
votes.
I was gonna be on my best behavior tonight, Kelly. I'm not gonna say anything. We'll talk about that afterwards.
Okay, yeah,
She went against coffee. Okay.
offline.
Okay.
12th ward, Sharon Tyus. Sharon Tyus.
Woo!
She ended up winning.
Takes the licking and keeps on ticking.
I mean, I don't know,
She's got a base. Like she has a base, and
he has a base.
but look again, 1,074 votes.
Right. Right. Out of the 14,000. Yeah. So
And
I mean,
she ran against. I feel like a lot of the black wards, it was older, seasoned veterans versus new school. And seemed like the black folks, they like the veterans, probably only because our elders are the only one that's voting. And so this 1074, probably the same 1074 people that have been voting for her for the past
that part.
1074 years.
That part. I want to shout out to Shara Earl, because she was running. She did run against Sharon Tyus. And whatever, it is what it is. But to your point, when you got that base, it don't even matter if it's not a huge amount. But if you
At
have
all.
that consistent number of people that will come out to vote for you, you're gonna win every time. Um,
These are the people who are running our city.
yeah,
Like,
I know.
nah, because like I thank you too, Kelly, because like you put it in perspective, like putting the numbers in perspective, really, and like, you just take a time just to really sit and just
Think
think,
about that.
and
Think
you
about
see
that.
like, but I mean,
I
it's no different than the mayor race. Like, I mean, the mayoral race, like, don't get me wrong, it's more, but
I'm not
13th ward, I love Pam Boyd, but 978 votes, like,
out of 15,000, over 15,000 registered voters. And I'm not gonna lie, the 14th ward, I'm really shocked at that number of votes that Rasheen
Oh
was
wow,
able.
you was gonna be less?
I thought it was gonna be more.
Okay.
Just in
Yeah, I ain't gonna
general.
lie, that
In
903 is a
general.
little small.
Because and that was a met like that ooh,
Ooh, that was some
that
must see
that was
TV, girl.
that was a lot of mess.
Must see
It was
TV.
drama, drama, drama. Okay. Drama. Every week. I'm like, oh my Lord. Really?
But also, folks ain't really, folks are tired of people too. I'm just gonna
I
say that. They're tired of families. They're tired of, these monopolies that some people have on politics, which,
yeah.
hey, it's good to see Rasheen in there. He's young. Like, it's
Hmm.
really good to see some young faces that aren't white. Don't get me wrong, shout out to my white young folks, but there's nothing like having young black faces, like for real. But
I I some young
speaking
blood.
of black, you're the demographics.
So yeah, so I kind of wanted to put this into perspective for people because again, this is history. Now we got 14 wards, y'all, point blank period. Whether you like it or not, you don't like how the map, whatever is given, you don't like the boundary line. This is what we have to work with for the next 10 years until the next census comes out, right? So
Mm.
this is what we're working out. Out of the 14 elected, right, last week to serve as members of the Board of Aldermen, 8 are women.
That's dope. It's different.
Um, we have 6 of the 14 that are black. So you got 5 black women and 1 black man. Now,
Interesting.
and this is something I think Rasheen, he may have mentioned this in some article I came across somewhere on the internet. But if you think about that, previously, there were more black men on the board of aldermen, but we know what happened with that. Okay, of the 14 elected, 4 are they're newbies, and they identify as progressive.
Hmm.
Of the 14, 2 identify as gay.
Who's the other?
So
Of mine.
Shane Cone, who I believe he made
Oh,
history,
Cone is okay. See, I didn't
I
know that.
I believe he made history as like the first openly gay
Mm.
member of the Board of Aldermen elected.
Mm. Okay,
Um,
okay.
again, openly, right? First
Right,
open.
right, right, right. Right.
And I
I'm
know
familiar with the other person. Yeah,
Rasheen Aldridge identifies as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Okay.
We also have our first Latina
That's what's
ever
up. Wow, that's crazy. That's what's
elected.
up,
Shout
though.
out to Daniela. Shout out to Daniela
That's
Velasquez.
what's up.
And I was like, damn, we haven't had any Latinx folk. No, she is the first in this year,
Interesting.
2023. So, I
Wow.
mean, I'm here for that
Yeah.
because we have a growing Latin population in our region, and even pockets of our city. We do have like a legit like Latin population. So, um, good for her.
Hmm.
And I mentioned you mentioned this. We do have one Asian American, Brett Ryan. Yeah. So, I just kind of want people to kind of see like these are the folks that will be representing us moving forward. So,
I'll wait till
wh-
we're offline.
oh God. So, I mean, it's shaking things up. It's shaking things
Yeah.
up, I will say. Um, so we shall see. We shall see. So that wasn't the only thing we voted on in the city on our ballots. We had 2 propositions and both passed. So there was a proposition that voters approved to add a 3% tax to recreational marijuana purchases in the city. And voters also approved to create a charter commission for our city. So, you know, that happens. Also, we have school related winners. The Board of Education, SLPS, stand up. So Sadie Weiss and Tracy Pikes won. And the St. Louis Community College Board of Trustees, that race, that was really close. Nicole Robinson,
Really?
It was really close. Like it was, I want to say it was less than 100 votes, maybe.
Oh wow.
It was really close between her and the other woman who I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
Sorry, no offense to her, okay, but I'm just saying, y'all, it's a lot to remember. So, anything surprised you, Alan? I know we're going to get into the county, but are there any? Was there anything that surprised you about the city elections, or I mean the numbers, obviously, like when you look to see the turnout?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing was, like I said, we kind of broke it down, just seeing like a handful of people have chose who's running our city. You know, um, because I mean, despite popular belief, the mayor isn't the only person that makes the decisions. You know, she has checks and balances, and those checks and balances pretty much come in the form of our older people, and they be the one- they're the ones that vote on all this money. They're the ones who decide where the money goes. Like,
I know
yeah, we gotta.
we
I don't know. I don't even know where to start, but yeah, we gotta get more folks need to understand the value in local elections, and anybody will say, even on a national level, they will say, yeah, I don't think folks don't care because they're so, you know, they so stuck on that Republican and Democrat. My vote don't count because Trump gets, whatever X, Y, and Z. When it's like, nah, your vote really does. You just don't do it when it really matters. So,
that part, that part. Um,
yeah. A couple of things shocked me, but I can't talk about that online. I have to put that on
okay,
the other
okay,
thing.
offline. Okay. So we're gonna get into these county elections now.
Let's go.
Again, it's hella municipalities, so we didn't get into all the weeds of all the municipal elections, but we're gonna kind of touch on what we highlighted. What was that, the week before last? So we're gonna talk about that. So again, first, I gotta start off with these voter turnout percentages. St. Louis County did this much better than the city. Okay. The city had like 18.05%. St. Louis County had an 18.1% turnout. Um, I wanted to lift up compared to their last election, which was November general election, they had a 57.6% voter turnout.
Wow.
And that was about 371,000 folks that cast their ballot in November. 18.1%. And and just think about all of the municipalities in St. Louis County. Think about that. So, like, y'all ain't checking for that. Um,
Anybody can be a mayor. Like,
Oh, and we're gonna get to those numbers. We're gonna get into those numbers, but I want to lift up because we talked about this. Shout out to Kicking It for a Cause. We talked about this at Kicking It for a
yep, we sure did. And
about
look what they did.
the stacking potential stacking of taxes when we're talking about taxing recreational marijuana on purchases made in St. Louis County. But the voters approved it. The voters approved the people have spoken, Alan. So the voters approved the passage of Prop M, looking at all of St. Louis County. And then there were over like 30 municipalities that also had that additional 3% tax. Now, I could be wrong. And if anyone out there on the internet's listening to this convo and y'all and your municipality voted this down, please let me know. But from what I've seen, it passed. So, I mean, does that, I guess St. Louis County residents, I guess, they're cool, or that representation of the people that came out to vote, I guess they're fine with the potential stacking of these taxes. I mean, I don't know.
They probably like, oh, I don't use it no way. So, yep, tax it. Tax the hell out of it. Once again, we got to remember who is showing up to these elections.
Oh yeah, speaking of, let me go back to that real quick. Let me go back a couple slides because I didn't touch on that. I couldn't get past this number. So I really tried. I know this may show up small to y'all people, but you see the map to the right, and it represents the turnout, right? The turnout by precinct. So the darker the blue, the larger the turnout. So I will say in North County, there are pockets, and you can't tell because it's a small, I know I had to put it on the slide, but it's an interactive map. So if people want to check this out, go to the St. Louis County Board of Elections, and you can pull up this map and look at specific precincts throughout the county to see how people voted. But I mean, there were a couple pockets of blue in North County for sure. But even then, the dark blue, the even light blue, it's still not that huge of a turnout.
Everything's green. Like everything's like the most, the majority light green. It's a lot more yellow in the
A
county,
lot
in
more
North County.
yellow in North County. So I'm just, to your point, Alan,
No, it's real. That's real,
um,
man.
and we know who live in North County, right? Predominantly. So,
Right, right. All
speaking
right.
of municipalities and these races and these numbers, yo. So we lifted these mayoral races during Kicking It for a Cause and some of the other events we've had. Because were interesting. I found them interesting because the incumbent mayor was being challenged by people. So Bell found neighbors. Man, people still shock over this one. Was Dinah Tadman, who she served on their Board of Aldermen. So she was able to beat out the mayor with 490 votes. Okay. So she beat out the incumbent Tommy Pearson to win. You have the city of Ferguson, Ms. Ella. So she was able to be reelected. But I'm gonna tell y'all right now, she won by like 20 votes. Okay, she won by like 20 votes. Like literally. She that was really close. Okay. Um and then another shocker, you know.
Mm,
Jenny. So Gary Johnson, he's a current council man. He beat out Yolanda Austin, who was
mm.
people kind of still gagging over that. So you
Look at
know,
the vote.
huh?
469 votes.
469 votes, so under 500 people, and he won. So, and obviously the numbers where it has the residents, obviously that's not the exact number of like people that are actually registered to vote, but I just kind of wanted people to get a sense of how large these municipalities are, right? And who's coming out to vote in these municipalities. Now, I will say this with these races in particular, and there was another race too, Blackjack. They have their first mayor, black
Mm.
mayor.
Interesting.
Um, so I mean, like Bell found neighbors and Jennings. I know there was a lot of this happening internally with the electeds. So hopefully, maybe with some fresh blood, some new folks, hopefully that will move things along. I mean, I don't know. Time will tell. Time will tell.
Definitely. Definitely.
Because
Got a lot of work to do, y'all.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, them some of those Bellefonte neighbors meetings, and I watch all of the meetings. I couldn't
Yeah.
watch some of those meetings, y'all. And Ferguson, yeah.
Work
It,
story.
it's a lot
Mm.
of work that needs to be done. So hopefully, with the reelection of Miss Ella Jones, folks
Is
on the
she able to
council.
even get anything done, or does she have to go through? She has to fight so much that she can't even get anything done.
True. And I've been telling people like she's a mayor, but compared to like our city, right? Like Tashara Jones, right? She has veto power. So like if the board of all people, if they pass some junk and she like, hell no. She can cancel that if she wants to. Obviously, the board of aldermen, they can override or overturn her veto, but she has that power. Miss Ella and Ferguson, or whoever is the mayor Ferguson, they don't have that same power. So they have to rely heavily on the council to agree with whatever it is they trying to do, to be able to move that forward or push something forward. So, um, oh, hey, Savannah. Uh, she's online. What's up, girl? Um, yeah, feel free to provide any comments or anything you want to add. Because we talking about your hood right now. But I mean, hopefully this re-election, I don't know, maybe people are like, you know what, damn, like, let's figure out a way we can meet in the middle somewhere. Obviously
Yeah.
she's gonna be around for another term. So it is what it is. The
Man.
people have spoken. So
Yeah, so let's see. Let's see.
again,
Let's
is
see.
that
We try to
going
give
to,
her a hard time.
we'll see. I don't know. Hopefully. I know, Alan. You gotta laugh to keep from crying. Um, I also wanted to be sure to lift up. There were some school board elections in Ferguson, Flores, and Normandy and U City school districts. So for Florida, we had Donna Paulette Thurman, Kevin Martin, and Jamal Bailey. They were elected. With the Normandy schools, we had Teresa Pearson, Violet Taylor, and William Humphrey. They were winners. And with U City, we had Kay Gage, Karen Bernstein, and Bridget McDougall. Those folks were able to, clinch
Got it.
seats on those school boards. I know, right? So, Alan, thoughts, considerations, comments?
We've been saying it, like, we got a lot of work to do. Like, educate, educate, educate is kind of where it's at when it comes to this politics thing. That's why I'm glad, we got Transform 314. You're actually like diving into these real things. But yeah, we gotta really. There needs to be some type of ownership. There's got to be some type of, yeah, like the way they be rock the vote and stuff for these presidential elections. We maybe rock the vote for these local joints too. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
you
and
got 900 people deciding who's about to run your neighborhood, man.
it's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's kind of scary. And so I've really been thinking about, because I do this all day, every day. Obviously, this is my job. But thinking about ways or solutions to increasing the turnout. I know something that people have suggested is kind of moving the municipal elections so that they fall in the same years as your larger elections. So whether
yeah,
you're
that may help. Yeah,
congressional elections, because people are going to come out for the federal ones, which, I mean, I feel like even with the presidential election here, because we're a blue dot in a red state. Like our vote, again, I'm not trying to say people shouldn't vote, but because how our state is set up, if you vote
right,
if you vote for anyone that ain't red, 9 times out of 10, who you choose ain't gonna be picked, and it ain't even gonna be close.
right,
Um,
right. You gonna need everybody from St. Louis and Kansas City, every single progressive from St. Louis and Kansas City to vote Democrat in order to turn over all these reds. Because literally, blue dot Kansas City, blue dot St. Louis,
right.
everything else is red.
So
I don't
I
even know how Jay Nixon got in, and he was undercover anyway, if you ask me. Not Jay Nixon, right? That was his name. That was the other governor. What is his name? Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I don't even know how he got in, but yeah.
So I know those are some
What
things.
happened to Roy Order? What happened to him? He been quiet.
Who
Was it Jeff Roy Order?
don't speak, do not speak.
How I you figure watch he gonna pop on my screen? Oh, that shit popped up now. He been quiet. He was a
He need-
Democrat too.
just yeah. Let's keep that over there because that's a whole other
Yeah, got
thing.
a lot of work to do, I mean, but like I said, each one teach one. We just gotta spread, but we really have to. Like I said, this buy-in, and that's why I'm so glad we got you doing
We
this
try.
engagement with us with our youth because
What
Yeah, like in order for us to turn this around, like in the years to come, these next groups coming up, like they gotta really, now's the time to prepare them. It's like, yo, don't let anyone tell you that your vote doesn't count. Because it really counts, especially in municipal elections. Like,
especially
you
it's
need,
again,
yeah,
you have a mayor that won by 20 votes. Like you have people that are winning by these slim margins. And not really large margins, a handful of people coming out. So I mean, but I will say, I feel cautiously optimistic um about these elections and the results, because it seems like it's a little bit of newness, some fresh blood, something different in the city and in the county and some of these municipalities. um we shall see, we shall see what happens.
we shall see. What we got over here? We got some important events.
Oh
Ooh.
yeah, let me do that again because
Oh, I thought you had. I don't know if you had said it. I know it was just. I'm looking on my screen.
oh yeah, y'all, speaking of reach one, teach one, all of those good things. And being in the lovely state of Missouri. Um, we have a very, very, very important events coming up to really spread awareness about stuff. So we live in this beautiful state, this lovely state, and as a result of the awesome state we live in, um, there are a lot of people that are in danger of losing their health care coverage through Medicaid. So Transform 314, AP, Mr. Allen on the line here. Also, our girl Vanna, shout out to her. We're trying to come together to really do something to again spread awareness, to let people know that this is happening, and also to make sure that people have access and the information so that they can be re-enrolled if they are on Medicaid. And even if you're not on Medicaid, again, you can tell your friend, you can share that information with the people within your networks to make sure people do not get kicked off the rolls. So we're gonna go into some details about the why, the when, the how. Um, Two events. So on not next Monday, but the following Monday, shout out to Derek Melton. He's going to be
Yo,
in the Monday Night Live platform. He is the COO. He up there. With Care STL Health. So we're gonna get into the why, the how, and all of this stuff, and how we can move to really lift this up and spread awareness of this. And that following Thursday, April 27th, kicking it for a cause. We doing it. And we have we got some interesting partners, some new partnerships. So we're going to be partnering with the Integrated Health Network, the St. Louis. We're also going to be partnering with the city's health department, among with other partners, to really again make sure people understand what's going on with this. And we'll also have people in person, live, on site, helping folks get re-enrolled with Medicaid. And when I'm talking about the site, because this is why I'm excited, because y'all, we're gonna be at Bay Restaurant, okay? Bay.
hey, that's my spot, yo. That's my spot.
Um, incredible. When I tell you this space that we getting set up for folks for kicking it for a cause, impeccable. Like this is some next level ish. Okay. Shout out to the Integrated Health Network for the connect, because I don't know if we would have been able to get this space if it wasn't for that connection.
Nah, for real,
Um,
for real.
but again, very important topics. Um, Please come out. Make sure you register on Eventbrite, because this bait, once people hear that it's going to be at bait and we feeding folks, those tickets sell out real quick. So please, you heard it here first. You heard it on here Monday, April 10th at approximately 7:40 p.m. Central Standard Time. Kelly told you, get registered. Because if you try to do it next week and it's sold out, I told you. I told you to get your ass registered. So your fault, not mine. Um, but it's gonna be again a great information. And it's on us to really make sure we spread this word, because the powers that be, they ain't spreading it because they don't want people to know.
Right.
So yeah, that's it, you know. That's it, really. Alan, did you have any special announcements or upcoming events or anything else you wanted to share with the people?
Hey, if you know any young folks between 16 and 24 that need some summer work, we got some good opportunities working with the city as utility workers. And we got lifeguard positions too that we're personally recruiting for and submitting them. So, hey, if you know any young folks between actually 16 and 24 for utility workers or 15 to 24 for our lifeguards, send them my way. We want to get them hired, get them working for
So
the summer. Let's go.
how should people contact you?
You can hit me up in my DM, AP Divine Music. You can call me at 314-657-3524. That's my direct line at Slate. Hit me up, leave me a message, and we'll definitely add you to the list, add your young person to the list, and get them signed up.
Opportunities,
Got money.
opportunities, opportunities, y'all. Y'all better
That's
hit.
right.
And Alan's legit. Like, you know, some people like, yeah, hit me up. You know, I'll hit you. No, Alan's legit, y'all. Like he really will. He's responsive like that for real. Let's get these young people engaged in something positive. So um all right. So until next week, and I'm excited next week. The homie Vanna, she's gonna be hopping on, you know, doing her thing. I already foresee we'll be discussing the budget. I know definitely in the city of St. Louis because we in budget season, y'all. And I'm gonna shed some light on some processes because I got hella questions. So we're gonna talk through that. We're gonna talk through that on this here Monday Night Live platform next Monday, 7 p.m. And if you can't catch us at 7, obviously you can watch the replay whenever you want on YouTube and on Facebook Live on the Transform 314 platform. So, y'all, that's it for our show this week. Please be safe out there, and I hope to see y'all next week. Peace.